Right, we're doing some work on this little race car now. As promised, I'll put some more videos on it up, and people have been asking for it. So we had the last season, we only managed one race or two races at Snetton at the end of the season. And literally I took it off the trailer, parked it up, and it's been there ever since. That was September, and it's now, well, 1st of February. So we got the start of the season coming up in the end of March. 20th of March is our first race at Brands Hatch. So we're going to do a lot of changes to this car to make it perform a little bit better. It wasn't disappointed at Snetton, but it's a very fat car, so trying to get some weight out of it and some suspension improvements as well. So I'll start with the inside, and I'll just tell you what I plan on doing, and we'll have a series of videos where we're going to actually do some work on it, and I'll actually show you what we do to it. So yeah, we're going to completely gut behind the dash, all the heater behind the dash we're going to take out. We don't need it. We're going to take away the heat controls, and we're going to make a nice panel here with some buttons that will replace these, and then obviously we need to do these as well. We had a little bit of a scrutineering issue at the end of the second race. They picked up on a couple of things. One of them was that they couldn't pull. You see how stiff that is, and it's not even pulling inside the car either. So I think some rainwater's got in down there and seized the cable up. So we're going to have to pull these cables out, clean them up, grease them up, or replace them. I'm not entirely sure yet. So we're going to also take the heater out, as I explained, which will mean on cold damp days like at the beginning of the season, March and May, there's probably going to be some rain, as we'll need some kind of way to demist the window. So I've actually bought a heated windscreen for this, and I'll show you that in a minute. Again, the car performed quite well, so you don't really need to make too many changes, but I just want to make them just to try and improve things really. So we'll probably make a start. We'll take this roll cage out, because we need to take the roll cage out to access the dash and get the dash out. So we're going to have to undo these bolts in the floor, and then obviously the door bar, and then we've got some bolts up here that connect the front of the cage to the rear of the cage. So we'll do that. We've got obviously make the dash panel up as well. And the other thing they picked up on the scrutineering was I didn't have a number on the bonnet. Apparently I was meant to. And the other thing I got picked up on was that my negative earth cable wasn't wrapped in yellow, or wasn't marked yellow. Completely missed out on the regulations. So yeah, we're gonna have to do that. So apart from that, they're all pretty impressed with the car, considering we built it and that went out on its first jolly. The only other thing that we'll probably do is, while we're taking the dash out and cutting some weight down on the heater system, is we'll probably tear into the wiring and strip some of the wiring out as well, the stuff that we don't need. But yeah, the other thing to save weight as well, we've still got the actual glass and all the electric windows and stuff in So we're going to take all that out, cut some of the door out to try and make that lighter, take the glass out. And I've actually got some Perspex glasses, windows. So that's the passenger side. On the driver's side I've got one with a sliding window in, and I've got them from ACW Motorsports, and they specialise in Perspex polycarbonate windows. So yeah, and this is the windscreen, you can't see it in there. So that's the heated windscreen that we're going to be putting into the car as well. Another upgrade I'm going to do is the clutch, because the first race I lost all clutch hydraulics and I was literally using third and fourth gear and rev matching to try and get the clutch in. So I know it's got a brand new slave cylinder, so we're going to put a new master on that. That's a bleed hose, a remote bleed hose, so if we need to bleed it then we don't have to take the whole intake off. And a braided line from the master to the slave. And then we got this black diamond performance clutch. This is just a stage 2. So I think it's a Kevlar or an organic plate and a grooved pressure plate. So we'll do that, and to do that we're going to drop the whole engine, subframe and gearbox in one, and then that gives us access to the rear heater hoses, and we can take all the heater hoses out that goes from the matrix to the engine as well, because that's a bit of a complicated system. What else we got? I've got another air intake as well. This is the one that I used, which is a Piper Cross Viper enclosed filter, and that was to the side vent. And I've actually bought an ITG enclosed carbon filter, so we'll do that as well. We'll stick that on there. That is about it for the modifications. No, it isn't. We're going to change all the suspension. We're going to change it from hydrogas. I'm going to go for the Microsoft FCC IT kit. Let me just pause you for a minute and I'll get the intake and the built up Microsoft suspension kit. Right, so this is the ITG carbon intake kit that we got. This is for an MGF TF. I think that'll also fit a Lotus Elise as well, because they're pretty much the same carbon intake pipe, but I think we might need to get a longer one to get it right down into the vent. And this is the Microsoft suspension kit. So we've got a turret plate here that will replace the hydrogas unit, and then we've got an adjustable height and single dampening gas coilover, and it comes with 4 new stainless steel top arms and upper pin. This is actually an add-on, but he's actually made these out of an all-light bearing and stainless steel now, which is good, and it gives us some adjustment for camber as well. I'm not sure how much adjustment it is, but that gives you some adjustment anyway. He actually do ones with billet alloy, anodised billet alloy upper arms, but that's near enough another £1,000 on top of what this already cost me, which was in excess of £1,400 for the 4 corners. So yeah, the idea is that we're going to drop the rear subframe, engine, gearbox, whole assembly, rip the heater out. We're going to change the clutch, so the gearbox will come out. We'll change the clutch, all the hydraulic system, and all the subframe is out. We'll then start fitting the suspension kit. You don't need to take the subframe out, but you do need to drop it. to gain access. So we'll do that, and then obviously we'll move to the front, and we do need to take this out to get the box sections out, which are along the top that goes from the turret to the front. You need to take them out to get the upper wishbone bar out, bar and bearings and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we've got a month to do it, and I'm hoping to get to a track day in February, 27th February at Snetterton, to test out and do some adjustments if need to, and then hopefully we can get to a track day at Brands Hatch, because I've never driven Brands Hatch, and just so that we can yeah, just learn the track basically, and just make sure that we're all good. Another thing I've got ordered is a fiberglass bonnet and a fiberglass boot lid. We won't be using the spoiler on the fiberglass stuff, because that spoiler is probably heavier than the complete fiberglass boot lid. So yeah, we'll save some weight there as well. That'll all get painted up as well to match the car, and then obviously these rear quarters need painting. As you can see, there has some work done to them, especially on this side. Had it all panel beaten out and filled, very small amounts of filler, and then primed over. So yeah, I think the only other thing that I might change is the discs. These are EVC discs, front and rear, just standard solid discs, but I got these when they didn't start the coating. Now you can get them with the coating. It'll probably only be about 100 quid for a set of 4 discs from EVC that's already coated, so I might do that. The pads are all like brand new still. So yeah, what we'll do is in the next episode, they're going to be a little bit higgledy-piggledy, because I would like to do one episode for the clutch, one episode for the suspension, and one episode for the heater, but they all going to be jumbled up into a big mess. So it's just going to be basically parts of me tearing things apart and putting things back together, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to give you some insight to what we do with this. So yeah, the next stage is going to be to unbolt the cage from the floor, while we've got access to the bottom, and then take the roof off, take the cage, front half of the cage out, and then we'll store that somewhere, and we'll drop the rear subframe. So sorry it's been a bit of a boring episode, but I'm just going to let you know what we're planning on doing, and hopefully the next episode we'll start cracking on, getting some stuff done, and that'll be a little bit more exciting. So I'll leave you here for now, and we'll probably see you in about a week's time when we start putting the videos together of what's been done. So we'll see you in the next one.